Okay, Brandon, here's what I figured I would do. I did this for admin for a couple of different times. I took your video, compare it to a pro golfer. This is Chez Reavie. I think they're pretty similar to height and stuff like that, and he does some similar things in his swing that I think you can put into yours, which will help. So first things, if you notice, one thing that I was harping on you about was making sure that your ball, I'm going to put a line through yours, and a line through his. Rod just missed a little bit there. But see where your ball is on your club compared to his is more out towards the toe. Having your ball that close to the end of the shaft is also going to make you cut the ball. So that's one thing to always try to remember. Put it up towards the toe. The driver's meant to hit the ball out towards the toe. That's the fat part of that's really where it's meant to hit. Let's get rid of those. Now, a couple lines that I always put on for everybody's swing when I look at it is one, that's what they call it, the tush line, so put it on both people. And this one is called, obviously, your shaft line. So put that on both. Two eyes, see if I can match them up. Now, so why those are important. When you take the club back, you kind of want to take it up that line, and on a downswing, go down that line. And I've told you a couple of times, and I'll show you here, but that you're going over the top. I'll show you what over the top is here. So if I start Chez back to halfway, which is right about there, he goes under it, right? So that means he would be below the path. You go up it pretty decent, and you're actually just about where you want to be. So, I mean, backswings, hey, backswings are backswings. They don't have to be perfect. And you'll see he swings kind of flat around him, which by flat means it's underneath that swing plane. I'll get him up a little higher. See how it's still underneath that line. And if I take him up to the top of his swing, right there before he starts down, I'm going to take you up. Now see where you start picking the club up and kind of go straight up with it. What you stop doing instead of what you should do is trace that line all the way back. This club should keep kind of following that direction. If I show you his, you can see his up the line, 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 and it goes more behind him. So that's kind of one thing we want to do for yours. So let me undo that. I'm going to take you. So I think if we feel like you're swinging that club back a little more flat, a little more on that line, that's going to help, because what you do is you take the hand club straight up. Now if I show you where, two things, target line is here for both of you. And ideally, you can kind of see his up there, but I'm trying to see if I can get to the club. So see his line, it's going down. If it's straight, it would actually be in line with the target. You, instead of yours is pointing out that direction. You'd want to have flat pointing, like his matches up at the parallel lines there. So undo those. And I think if we make that swing plane flatter on the backswing, that'll help that. Because the other thing too is then his hands at the top, that's where the butt of the club is. Look, it's clear back behind his heels. Yours at the top of the swing, that's before you start down. It's clear up here. See how much farther back his hands are? So we kind of want to get to that feeling where this shoulder plane is, his arms are on that shoulder plane. Your shoulder plane is kind of there, and your arms are more like that. So by swinging flatter around you, that's what flattens that out. Okay, now do both of those. Now, downswing. Start you both down, get you about the same place. So remember that little move I said at the top where I feel like I'm tipping the shaft down? If you watch him, watch as the swing goes from there, and the club kind of goes, see how it's getting flatter, it's laying down flatter? What that does is that brings it down to that line again. So right there, is his club head. And that's kind of where, I mean, that's right close to that line. What you do is, because your hands are so high, when you start down, and that they're so far, they're not back far enough. So when you turn, because you got a great turn, dude. I've been trying for 20 years to get a turn like that, and I can't get it. So when you start down, because you turn, your hands are so much higher than his. Now see how steep this club is right here? Okay. That should, where his was there and flattening. All right, so his went from here to there to down to there. Yours is there to there to, I'm going to get another one, to here. Okay, so that is what they just call classic over the top. And by over the top, it means your club head. And here you guys are in just about the same spot. Let me undo these so you can see it better. See where his club head is? That's what that yellow circle is. Look where your club head is. And you guys are in the same spot. And I'm telling you, this is a pro. Your swing, like your shoulders, your waist, everything is open like theirs is. I mean, that is classic stuff right there. If we can get this club head being down here, that direction, then you're going to hit either a draw or a million times straighter. And the other thing, too, I wanted to show you was, if I take away these for this, is your elbows are pretty close because that elbow wants to kind of trace that line on the way down, too. So yours isn't too far off. It's just a little bit too high. And then goes higher. Okay? So, again, we're at about the same place on each swing. Your club head is here. His club head is here, tracing down the line. I go to the next one. Just before impact. Get rid of the circles. I mean, look, yours is up by your face. Yeah, his is just about impact. That's just, yours is just past there. So you can see that yours, well, it's kind of hard because yours is like a frame too far. But either way, if I can get him close to it, there. But see how much farther out your club is? Like, your club is like over top, I mean, outside the ball, and that's why you're coming in from the inside of it. His is right over the toe line again. Okay? I mean, everything else looks great. I mean, this whole section, this section in here is like a pro impact. It's just if your elbow was a little farther down, like this is a little bit farther down, and we can flatten that shaft so it isn't coming in so steep. And then what happens is then it causes you just you'll see and you flatten out perfect. This part of it, you're good. This is nice and even. That's perfect. I mean, that is just ideal stuff. And it really would be an easy thing to fix. And that's kind of like I said when I had you up here, that's why I was pushing down. I had my golf club kind of pushing, like saying, I feel like that goes back to down instead of, get rid of all my lines because it's too confusing. Down like his is. So at the top, get those hands back farther. Down, pushing it down. And it's not really anything you do with your wrist. It's something you're going to do kind of with this lead elbow also. You can see how much flatter his and closer to the body. Here's a little bit higher, once again, because we had the hand so high. You know, but once you get down to here, you've saved it. And it actually is in a really good spot. It's just that at that point, the club is so high here that you got no chance of saving it. So I'm going to look to find a drill on how to, and that's what is called over the top, and I'm going to send you a drill called shallowing it. And by shallowing just means shallowing out this angle compared to this angle. You know, his angle here, look, I mean, is like nothing. He's actually shallowed it down. The goal is to make that club head come down, trace down the red line, and yours starts here, here to there. So I mean, yours is tracing, whoops, I moved the line. Yours is tracing down this way, when it should be tracing down that one. Okay? So I think it's something we can fix pretty easily. I think we get you a little bit more depth back here in your backswing, and I think you're going to be golden. But I figured I'd show you it this way. Some people it helps to see it that direction and see the difference compared up to, you know, a pro. Some people are visual learners, so I'm going to end this. I'll send it to you. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. It's pretty big. I'll see which way I can send it to you so you can view it. I might have to email it to you. But all right, brother. Maybe Sunday, like I said, if you get back and it's nice, we go to the range. I figure we can work on that, and I'll send you a drill which you can work on at home, like in the backyard, and you don't even have to hit balls to do it. Okay? Talk to you. Bye.